On a freezing winter afternoon, a poor 12-year-old boy gave away the only lunch he had to a hungry stranger sitting alone on a park bench. He walked home with an empty stomach and never expected to see that man again. 15 years later, a black luxury SUV stopped in front of his small house. A wealthy old man stepped out, holding a worn-out paper bag. Inside that bag was the sandwich wrapper the boy had given him years ago. What happened next would change both of their lives forever. The story: in a quiet town in America lived a boy named Ethan Parker. His father had passed away when he was very young, leaving Ethan and his mother to face life alone. His mother worked long hours cleaning offices, but even then, there were nights when they had to skip dinner to pay the bills, despite their struggles. Ethan's mother always taught him one lesson: money comes and goes, she would say, but kindness stays with people forever. Every morning, she packed him a simple lunch: a peanut butter sandwich, an apple, and a small bottle of water. One cold afternoon, Ethan was walking home from school through a small park. Snow covered the ground, and the icy wind made everyone hurry home. As he passed an old wooden bench, he noticed an elderly man sitting there. His clothes were dirty, and his hands shook from the cold. The man looked at Ethan and quietly said, "Son, have you got anything to eat?" "I haven't eaten for 2 days." Ethan stopped. He looked down at his lunch bag. It was all the food he had until dinner, and he knew there might not be much food waiting for him at home. His stomach growled. For a moment, he thought about walking away. Then he remembered his mother's words. Without saying a word, Ethan handed the old man his sandwich, apple, and bottle of water. The stranger looked shocked. "But what about you?" he asked. Ethan smiled. "I'll be okay." Tears filled the old man's eyes. He accepted the food with trembling hands. Before Ethan left, the man called out, "You have a good heart, son. Never lose it. One day, your kindness will come back to you." Ethan simply smiled and walked home hungry. Years passed. Life did not become easier. Ethan worked after school and later took 2 jobs to support his sick mother. He repaired cars during the day and delivered groceries at night. Sometimes life felt unfair. He watched other people succeed while he struggled to pay rent. Yet, he never stopped helping others. If he saw someone hungry, he shared his meal. If an elderly neighbor needed help carrying groceries, he helped. His friends often asked, "Why are you always helping people? Nobody helps you." Ethan would smile. "My mom taught me that kindness always matters." One rainy afternoon, 15 years after that day in the park, Ethan returned home from work. As he walked toward his small house, he noticed a black SUV parked outside. A well-dressed elderly gentleman stood beside it. The man looked at Ethan carefully. "Are you Ethan Parker?" he asked. "Yes." The old man smiled. "I've been looking for you for 15 years." Ethan was confused. Then the stranger reached into his coat pocket and pulled out an old sandwich wrapper. It was faded and worn. "You may not remember me," the man said, "but I remember you." Suddenly, Ethan realized the park. The cold day. The hungry stranger. The sandwich. Double quotes. Ethan whispered. The old man nodded. "You saved my life." He explained that years ago, he had lost everything. His business had failed, his family had left him, and he had become homeless. That cold afternoon, he had decided to give up on life. Then a poor boy with almost nothing shared his only meal. It wasn't just food, the old man said. It reminded me that there was still goodness in the world. That act of kindness gave him the strength to keep fighting. He found work, slowly rebuilt his life, started a small business. Again, over the years, that business grew into a successful company, but he never forgot the little boy who had shared his lunch. "I promised myself that if I ever found you, I would thank you." The old man handed Ethan a small envelope. Inside was a letter and a check. The check was enough to pay for his mother's medical treatment and buy them a comfortable home. Ethan quickly shook his head. "I can't take this." The old man smiled. "You already accepted it 15 years ago, Ethan looked confused. When you gave me your lunch, the old man continued, that day, you gave a stranger hope. Hope saved my life. This isn't charity. It's gratitude. Tears rolled down Ethan's face. His mother came outside and listened to the story. She hugged Ethan tightly. I told you, she whispered, kindness never disappears. The old man had one final surprise. He offered Ethan a position at his company, helping lead a charity program that would provide meals for hungry children across the country. Ethan accepted. Years later, thousands of children received free meals through that program. In every lunch bag, there was a small card with a simple message: a small act of kindness can change a life. Never be afraid to help someone in need. And every time Ethan read those words, he remembered one cold winter afternoon when a poor boy gave away his only lunch to a hungry stranger and discovered that the greatest gift in life isn't money, it's the kindness we leave behind. The end.